Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. This is our this is another episode of our being chill and not creating international incidents story arc. We do a transportation shortage in Piedmont. Philosophical pragmatism is unlocked. Ooh, extra influence. That's very good. Let's quickly get another level of railway built here. How short's the shortage? Excellent. Workplace safety is up. It's pretty freaking short. We're going to need quite a few more. Oh boy, but before that happens... Positivist Church. We're fully employed here, right? Yeah. So we're going to double that, and that should give us a sufficiency of transport. Now, the Positivist Church. Monaldo Bonacorsi, a student of philosophy of positivism, of the philosophy of positivism, has founded the Positivist Church of Italy in Lazio. The church's events have become a meeting place for positivist intellectuals. Pamphlets flitted from hands into the streets of a new church. One side promises the end of moral anarchy, the other a new age of emancipation through learning. Armchair scholars, actual scholars, clerks, and bankers alike found a forward-facing ideal, an ideal of progress as a goal, order as a foundation, and of love as a governing truth. An intriguing institution, stronger armed forces. Lazio gets a positivist temple, which increases education, access, and qualifications, as well as radicals from political movements. Influence of the positivists will increase by 20, and that refers to this event. Or another eclectic, short-lived cult. Armed forces get slightly stronger, but angrier. Half the other modifiers, influence the positivists, will progress by 5. I'm going to hit the second button, and then I'll take you through what's going on with the positivists. But first, okay, I did eventually put military wages back to Midland. It's interesting. I feel like government wages used to default to way more than military wages, and they haven't anymore. I think that's an update as of the current patch. So, the positive stage. Followers of the social theory of positivism have begun organizing for political reform in Italy. The positivists desire to focus on the future of Italy and for the nation to develop and industrialize under the governance of technical experts. Effects of the conclusion of the journal entry will depend on the degree of influence the positivists secure. Positivism is the philosophical theory that all things may be derived from logic and reason from the senses. The positivist movement advocates for reforms based on the scientific principles to advance beyond the theorized theological and metaphysical stages of human development and establish a society based on full knowledge of the natural world. Will complete if the progress bar is reached 100%. If completed, the effects will be enhanced by the current influence of the positivists, triggers the event the positive epoch. If time runs out, triggers the event a peculiar cult. The effects of this event will be enhanced by the current influence of the positivists, which is here. And it is advancing monthly. Well, time out in 9 years, it's advancing 2.2 per month, which is pretty significant. We do have something of a positivist movement. So 2.2 per month is 26.4 per year. So if we want to stop this from happening, we've got to be conscientious about it. We hit the suppress button. There are two options here, first of all. Our sponsor positivist philosophy. Provide political support to figures spreading positivist philosophy within the armed forces and the middle classes. The influence of the positivists will progress by 10. 2% of lower stardom pops in the whole country become more radical. The positive stage decisions will become available again in 1 year. Alternatively, we can suppress positivist organizations. Affects the influence of the positivists will retreat by 10. 2% of middle stardom pops in Italy will become more radical, and the positive stage decisions will become available again in 1 year. So, before we figure out how we want to respond to this, let's take a look at what positivism entails. Governance principles. They like a presidential republic. They are neutral on parliamentary republic and corporate state, and they are against theocracy, council republic, and monarchy. Church and state. They like total separation and state atheism. They are against state religion and freedom of conscience. So that's interesting. Distro power, they're for technocracy. That's kind of their core thing. The positivist ideology got added at the same time as they added technocracy. Technocracy is a non-electoral government that increases the political strength of academics, engineers, and officers. They are for single-party state. They are for wealth voting. They are neutral with regard to oligarchy and autocracy, but they are against census suffrage, landed voting, universal suffrage, and anarchy. Finally, in terms of bureaucracy, they prefer appointed bureaucrats, and they're against elected or hereditary. So, as you can see, I'm trying to do liberal democracy. Well, at least democracy, not necessarily going full liberalism. But I'm trying to do democracy, so I'm against this movement. So I'm going to press this button, but not right now immediately. I'm going to do it a little later, once they've advanced a little bit. So, okay, so it ticks over at the beginning of each month. So once we hit the beginning of March, I'll hit that button, and I got to be pretty conscientious about hitting it. Ooh, a radical revolt in Spain. What an interesting situation. Is anyone likely to stand with the Spanish government other than the Cubans? It doesn't look like it. Russia might, if pressed. Belgium will. Occitania will. Interesting. What an interesting situation. Let's do the campaign financing event, and then we'll take another look at this war. Parties, particularly the far left, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning needs this election. Let's see, you men are charging fees. Yes, that's to be expected, but what's this lodging charge? That fancy hotel room could house half a village. And there's enough wine billed here to drown a fish. Votes don't come cheap, sir. You do want to win, right? Some money can be spared for the far left. 5K government expenses, 10% momentum. Every party can be provided with basic funding this election cycle, extra opposition interest group approval. Or if a party can't afford a campaign, should it be campaigning? Reduce momentum to the far left. I'm going to hit the third one. I don't necessarily need the far left to have more momentum. That's going to drop their momentum further. They're going to get less than 50% of the votes this time around, which is interesting. Now, I'm currently holding it with the far left, the agrarians, and the Catholic Church all in the government. If I boot the Catholics, I'll be up at a righteous government, which I might do, but I'm going to wait until after the election. Now, let's take a quick look at where our differences are philosophically. So this is a radical revolution, okay. They're an oligarchic, Spain proper is an oligarchic monarchy. Radical Spain is a universal suffrage presidential republic. I kind of want to support the rebels on this. Particularly, I can't get war goals, but I can get an obligation. I'm gonna go for it, friends. I think this is... My infamy is high. There it goes. All right, so let's get everyone together. And just in case we end up having to fight the Russians, I'll make a large force. It looks like these two fronts are merged, which is interesting. I'm going to put my main army over here. Let's take a look at what the government forces are. Royal Guard has a lot of line infantry, various types of cavalry and mobile artillery. Same deal in these other areas. They've got a little bit of shrapnel artillery. No. That's not shrapnel artillery. This is cannon artillery. Well, I feel extremely confident in my ability to win this war from a technological perspective, at least. Where's my fleet? My main fleet is over here. Let's put this fella on blockade. And we'll do the same for the... Oop, these are armies. Can't put them on blockade. We'll do the same for these other two fleets, and we'll put them kind of all around Spain. Hard to blockade Spain. Hard to tell what the main sea node is, so I've got to cover all of them. My amount of strength here is going to increase. We'll see if I end up fighting the Occitans again. I really don't want to fight you guys. We could be great friends, but unfortunately, your insistence on siding against me in wars is just a real tragedy. Is what it is. Let's increase the game speed a little bit. Belgium side. All right, I'm not worried about the Belgians. Spain is damaging relations. All right, that's not a shocker. Rural values. The Agrarian Party, spearheaded by the organizing efforts of Oronzio Grifeo, have begun a popular campaign focused on their desired preservation of rural values in an age of rapid and frightening change. You may say that it is new and better, but it will give us more to buy, or enrich our children. But what matters is that it is strange and different. It puts us out of work, and we did not ask for it. Stand by your community, vote for the Agrarian Party, 20% momentum, or we must build a broader coalition against these alien tendencies. More momentum to the Agrarian Party, reduce momentum to the right. I'm going to go with that second one. I think that's interesting. Right is pretty low in momentum overall, but... So this is interesting. We're experiencing... The other side has got quite a bit of force available. I'm thinking about increasing our overall level of conscription to make... to keep us in a good position. This is my army that's low on conscripts. So let's go ahead and add some. I may need to... Oh, I've actually got a lot of military strength available. Oh, right, because I've been unlocking text and stuff. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then for artillery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's very good. Now, do I want to increase the strength of the main army? I think I do. I do by a little, at least. I meant 2015 5. Let's go up to 30, 25, 10. 2015 5, 30. I think I want to be at 35, 20, 10. Is that right? Decisions. Or no, I'm currently... No, 35... Yeah, 35, 20, 10. So we need... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For artillery, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for cavalry, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll do a little bit more artillery in these other armies. These are small armies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should be quite sufficient. I may end up needing to pause construction. In fact, I'm almost assuredly going to have to, or just run out the construction track. If it's only Occitania and Spain we're up against, I think I'll still be able to win on most of my fronts. My force comparison is increasing here. If the Russians step in, that could create a real problem for us, but I'm hoping that doesn't come to pass. Obviously, this is costing us a huge barrel full of cash, and I have to finish these railways, so it's going to be costing us that cash for a long time. Low organization here, we need another leader. Let's go ahead and increase this guy's command limit. For this army... Oh, yeah, we're going to outrun for both of these as well. Alright, so... This is a radical aligned with the rural folk. He's also 70. Let's throw another leader in here. A traditionalist. These two rural folk guys are both traditionalists. This guy's a protectionist. He's a defensive strategist. This guy's a defensive strategist. Let's go with this guy. And are we under... Yeah, we're going to go over that limit, so we're going to need him... He's got 60 command limits, so that should be sufficient. This army's got 4 leaders already. And then this army is pretty rock solid. I think they're going to need 1 more leader. So let's grab this guy. Alright, perfect. Yeah, we got a real standard of living crunch here. I think I need to increase the size of conscription in this force. I'm just going to do 10 and 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 5 more artillery. 1, 2, 3, 5. Alright, I've basically completely maxed out my conscription capacity at this time, but hopefully this will give us the strength that we need to win this war. There's rubber in Bangkok. Excellent. Maybe I'll set this army to defense for now. Whistle-stop tour. Gennaro Casaretto intends to travel across Lazio by train to campaign for the Agrarian Party. All I intend to do is present myself to the people. I'm just a simple man trying to get our party's message out by the best means available. Campaigning by rail is a smart move. Extra momentum, stressed railway network for reduced railway throughput, or the fate of the nation depends on that train running on time. Much more momentum, increased railway throughput. I'll do the second one. That's fine. I don't want to reduce railway throughput. Agrarian Party's got quite a bit of momentum, but a lot of my parties do. Rubber in Nakhon Ratchasima, which is nice. I was going to turn this army into a defensive army for now. I think I am going to do that. I think they'll probably get pulled into attacks if our allies are attacking, but that simply is what it is. I'm going to do the same over here, just while they work on building up strength, because I think my ability to mobilize upward in overall strength is a lot greater than that of my enemies. That's my suspicion. We'll see if that ends up being true. Alexei Kolchak has been exiled from the Russian-American Company. Alright. Force ratio has changed over here. I'm going to continue to wait just a little bit longer. If we get above 20, I'll set them to advance. Because hopefully I can knock Occitania out of the war without an overwhelming abundance of effort or risk. Alright, beautiful. Let's keep going. Cool. So that'll get us moving towards a battle over here. Ratio's gotten better over here, which is nice. Let's see what's going on here. We are definitely winning this. We're solidly winning this defensive battle. We are attacking here and losing. We are attacking here and winning very solidly, though. This is a larger battle, though, so I don't love that. Force comparison is getting a little worse. We'll see how it keeps up. Okay, no, we're doing some damage to the enemy, improving our force comparison. That's good. That's good. I think as long as we're above 30, I'm going to be comfortable. And there's the election. I forgot to do that thing. I'm so smart and good at video games. Alright, we're going to suppress positivist organizations. Kablamzo. Now, we finished out our railways, so I'm going to... Do I pause government construction? No, I'm going to finish out the track at this point. And what was the other thing I was thinking about doing? Oh yeah, just looking at... Okay, we are losing... Yeah, so our allies attacked. But this force comparison is pretty alright. We are winning this defensive battle here. So hopefully if the enemy continues to unwisely attack us, we'll be able to get where we want to go. Oh my, please don't crash. Please don't crash, Victoria 3. Victoria 3, if you crash, I'm going to be furious. I'm going to be furious. Alright, cool. They were trying to crash, but I won't let them. Let's put the conservative Catholics out of the government. And now we've got the parties in power that I want to have partying in power. We can't go to proportional taxation, really. Still have weak labor unions, but I can continue forward. So now this force comparison is rock solid. In fact, we're winning an offensive battle over here. I think this might have been the original offensive battle from before. But that's making me feel good. That's making me feel like we're in a really solid state. United States of America improving relations. Wonderful. We're winning this defensive battle here. Again, unfortunately, our allies attacked, and that's weakened us here. Here's going okay, though. Over here, we're pressing forward pretty effectively, and hopefully that'll be chipping away at our enemy's overall strength. It looks like this front has maybe dialed it back. Here, beautiful. We are defending here, and that's going well. So again, any way we get this this force comparison trending upward, I'm going to be happy. Beautiful. We do appear to be winning another battle. Let's take a quick look at our occupation here. Rhône, we've got 75% occupation. Provence, we don't have any occupation. The Occitan capital is actually Languedoc. So if we can get Rhône occupied, we'll be within spit and distance of being able to shove them out of the war completely. The other option is I can move some of these forces over to this front, which could be very good, but I think being able to push Occitania out of the war is more important than necessarily defending this front, because Radical Spain is not losing war support very quickly at all. So I think if we can do this quickly, if we can quickly push Occitania out of the war. Oh, these fronts have merged. Oh, interesting. That's quite curious. So, I will have to deal with that. Alright, but we've got a couple of other things going on, so let's go ahead and see what is going on with them. Number one, supporting the Belgian workers. We will support the workers in Belgium, boosting the power of their trade unions. Maybe we believe in the international cause of the working man, maybe we don't, but in the end it doesn't matter. What matters is that the Belgian trade unions get stronger. An excellent idea, stronger trade unions, or this would be ill-advised, weaker trade unions. I'm going to go with the first one. Let's strengthen our trade unions. Next, petite bourgeoisie petition government. Representing his constituents in the petite bourgeoisie, Carcano Schipa has issued a formal petition to the government, Italian government, to pass protected speech. Oh, one last matter for the day, sir. Members of your constituency arrived this morning. They're asking rather loudly and insistently if you would meet with them about new legislation. Well, is that it? Goodness, you seem as if you've seen a ghost. I'm sure I can spare the last hours of the light for them, can't I? I believe so, sir. They won't take no for an answer. We'll see what we can do. Or they must understand this present situation doesn't allow for this. I'm going to say we'll see what we can do. I can afford to piss off the Catholic Church just a bit. Yeah, this will be fine. do it. So, let me just check and see if these fronts have merged. Indeed, they have. Force comparison is solid at this point, so there is no point in staying on defense. So we will put these armies over to attack. And we'll get the war moving forward. This is actually good. Switzerland damaging relations. Switzerland, stop that. I know you want to stay our puppet. I'm holding on to as much influence as I can. Yeah, this force comparison is not as good as I would like it to be, but it could be better. Occitania obviously does not have war support protection, but I'm not actually occupying that much of the country. I'm hoping if I can take a little bit more, they'll start really losing war support. Okay, major battle happening over here. We are on attack, and we are advancing. Where is the enemy capital? The enemy capital is Valencia, so if we can get a hold of that, we can successfully hold everything. Now, can I see... Okay, so I am successfully blockading this area. Yeah, and I'm damaging them with blockade level. All right, beautiful. Practicing positivists. The philosophy of positivism is spread beyond the positive church, with many engineers, academics, and officers adopting its scientific principles in order to fulfill their reformist ambitions. Natural law was one of the first things to go under this new judge. One gavel stroke and thus ended any claims to the naturalness of any man seeking recompense for damaged goods. If there was no explicit command from governance to do so, it was no law to be followed, merely guidelines to be interpreted until commands are set forth. A great benefit to the reformist cause, positivist characters are more likely to appear in Italy for the next 10 years. The influence of the positivists will progress by 10, or there are surely more reasonable forums for politics. Positivist characters will be slightly more likely to appear in Italy for the next 10 years. Influence of the positivists will retreat by 10. I'm going to do the second one. We'll keep that bar going down. We got another battle happening, and we are winning this battle as well. Excellent. So we are pressing forward in 2 different battles in the Valencia area. Force comparison has never in the war been better. So maybe over here when these were separate fronts. Popular playwright endorses reform. In the midst of the debate surrounding protected speech, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the petite bourgeoisie, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. The man's viewpoints may be somewhat partisan, but sir, you cannot argue with his prose. Protected speech will be on everyone's lips now, 10% enactment chance. Sure puts the petite bourgeoisie in a good light, 10% stronger petite bourgeoisie. Or let's ensure the play gets a wider international audience, extra prestige. I'm going to say it'll be on everyone's lips. That gets us above 50% success chance, and the rest of the chances advance. So I think we're going to be in really good stead, but I want to get this done fast so that I can get my Catholic Church happy with the situation. Alright, Belgium is bailed out of the war. This should really make things easier for us. We do have solid occupation of Valencia. In fact, we're at 51% right now. So we might be able to get control of the state if we win this battle. That would remove the Spanish government's war support protection. I'm going to start improving relations with the Radical Revolt. And there's military statistics. That is beautiful. We got another battle going off. It's a really large one. We're at 76% occupation. So this will probably get us the rest of the state with this much occupation. And once again, when that happens, the Spanish government should lose their war support protection, in which case the rebellion can win. And this will be good. I'm delighted to have another radical, another liberal force operating in Europe. All right, here we go. We've got a hold of the state. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this should only be a few more weeks. That's very good. I'm feeling very pleased with this outcome. We successfully influenced Europe for the better in service of democracy and suffrage. This is very good. I'm feeling very happy with the outcome of this, with the likely outcome of this war. I'm just going to continue with the episode until the war is done, because it's not going to be long now. Grassroots support for law, the political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for protected speech has spread like wildfire across Italy, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? While their support was never a prerequisite for success, it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. Public enthusiasm expedites reform, stronger liberal movement, petite bourgeoisie stronger, or use this common ground to calm the masses. 20% of lower stratum pops in Sicily become more loyalist. I'm going to do the second one. Getting loyalists in a highly populous and important area like Sicily is going to be a very important part of keeping the country strong. These will be good again in July, so I won't need to worry about them until the next episode. Positive stage is advancing pretty quickly. Gotta keep an eye out on this. 2.9 now. Oh, because the activism of the positivist movement is going up. Well, that'll do it. Hey, media player, let's continue playing media, shall we? All right. GDP is growing at a solid rate, which I am pretty pleased with. Obviously, we're not currently... Ooh, lost an admiral. Second Italian fleet needs another leader. Let's go with this cruel dockyard organizer. He's cruel, but he's a pacifist. And we're very nearly there now. Just a few more weeks. I am hoping that the new Spain will be an ally to Italy. And when that happens, probably first thing beginning of next episode, I'll get us started with a treaty that will ratify our friendship. Let's just do this one last event, and then we'll continue. Temples of Humanity. The Positivist Church is positioned to be allowed to construct an additional church in Calabria. The proposed Temple of Humanity will serve as an important node of positivist activities. There's already a temple in Rome, and now they want another in Cosenza? Surely there will be an inquisition upon us for all this. I wouldn't worry. They sound like Catholics anyway. If there's an inquisition at all, they'll just take the priests and baptize them. Maybe that'd be the real reason to attend Mass on Sunday. You don't attend Mass on Sunday. What does your mother think of this? There's no harm in it. Positivist Temple for 10 years, extra education access qualifications from radicals from political movements, advances the influence of the positivists by 10, or they will not spread disorder in Calabria, salty armed forces, advance the positivists will retreat by 10. I'm going to do the second one. And that is the end of the episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.